So I'm getting ready to do an art show soon, and obviously it's photographic related. So I'm going to be talking about metal prints. That's how I print mine. And maybe you guys might be interested in metal prints, but you've kind of been afraid of printing them. So in this episode, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about metal prints. So I've been using Bayphoto's metal prints for quite a while now, and I've basically been fully converted over to metal prints. I'm probably never going to do anything else but metal prints, except maybe some paper prints every once in a while just to keep prices down. But in this episode, like I said, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know. So the first thing that I always think about with prints is quality. I always look for how sharp they are, the color representation, their durability, and just their overall look. Now, I've done canvas prints before, I've done paper prints, and I've also done metal prints. And I'd say that the two that I really like are the paper and the metal. And it's mainly because the first thing I'm always looking for in a print is the sharpness, how sharp an image is. Whereas canvas, you don't really get that. So with paper and metal, I'll show you a zoom in right here. You actually get a lot of sharpness out of these. So as you can see with the metal, it's almost indistinguishable from, a nice glossy paper. It looks really sharp, good saturation, good highlights, all that. And then one of the things that it really does well is it has great durability. Now, if you bang it on something, or if FedEx or somebody's not very careful with the shipping, they'll bend a corner. But that's something that can always be dealt with through the shipping. That's something that's always going to be risked when you're just shipping things in general. So one story that I do have though is a client of mine actually bought a print and set it on the ground. It wasn't a very good idea, and their 80-pound dog jumped on top of the print. Now it was a metal print, no glass over it, just straight metal print, and it started getting freaked out because the owner was yelling at it to get off the print, and scratched it up, ran off. And if you look at it, no damage at all. I mean, if you kind of put it against the light, get a little bit of glare, you can see that there's maybe some claw marks, but for the average person, they wouldn't be able to tell that it's damaged in any way. It still looks good. So the metal prints are actually printed onto aluminum. Now, they have a couple different options. One is actually printed onto a surface that looks like a sheer metal. So if you look at it, it kind of has like a metal look to it. But the print that I like to get done, they actually put down a white printing surface first and then do the sublimation printing on top of it. So it looks like it's just printed onto a plain white paper. It looks really good. Now for the back, they also have different hanging options. Some you can, mount to post. The ones that I always get, they have hangers on the back. Sometimes, depending on the size, it's mounted onto a nice foam board, or sometimes it has like a full metal hanger going around the sides. Now, the hangers cost a few bucks more, but it's really worth it, especially because the hanging that I get, the hangers on the back, it hangs frameless on the wall, so it kind of has a nice modern look to it. Now, I get all my prints done through Bayphoto. There's a ton of printing places that offer metal prints, including Costco. And Costco actually has better prices than Bayphoto. Now, I've done some side-by-side comparisons between Bayphoto and Costco before, and Costco prints don't look quite as good as the Bayphoto. They still look great, but just not quite there, and I'd rather pay a little bit extra money to get exactly what I want through Bayphoto. So like I said before, I really like to print the metal instead of canvas. Now, canvas is a very popular material for people to print on, and it's actually for a few of the same reasons. One being that they can just hang on the wall. You can bring it to a show or sell it to somebody, and it's good to go. Somebody can hang it on the wall, and they'll be happy with it. But the big thing for me that I like the metal versus the canvas is purely just the sharpness. Now, I have a fairly high resolution camera, 36 megapixels, and when you print on canvas, you have the kind of canvas texture on the top, and it really softens up the image. Now, maybe the canvas would be beneficial for you if you don't have, a 36 megapixel camera. Let's say you have, a 12 megapixel camera and you want to make bigger prints. This would still be a good option for you. The canvas would, because you can kind of make up for a little bit of sharpness by using the canvas, and it'll be a little bit more acceptable in terms of sharpness. But the metal is clearly sharper than the canvas is. Now, in terms of price, the canvas is a little bit cheaper. I looked at Bayphoto, for example, and for a canvas print, 24 inches by 36 inches, it would be $184. Now, that doesn't include shipping or anything like that. That's just how much it costs to print it. So with the metal print, it is $210, and then I think like an additional like $5 or $6 for the hanger on the back. So, let's just say $215 for a 24 by 36 inch metal print. Now, it's like an additional $30, and is it worth it for you? I don't know, that's up to you. But the two things that, I really take into account is, of course, the sharpness, but also the durability. Like if you accidentally hit something on a canvas print, you're gonna be running the risk of ripping it open and it's done. And especially if you're doing shows and stuff where, you're shifting a lot of gear all at once, the chances of you ripping a canvas are pretty good versus, a more durable metal print. You're probably not ever going to damage it unless you drop it or something like that, which in that case, oh well. But one of the other benefits that the metal print has is that there are multiple finishes. So like I said, you can either have the sheer metal surface or the white printing surface. And then, at least with Bayphoto, you can actually get additional finishes on top of that. So while I prefer the glossy prints, there's also a semi-gloss and a matte. Now, the reason you might use something like this, like if you're doing outdoor shows, it may be too bright, or you might have a ton of reflections on a glossy surface that might make it a little bit distracting to look at the metal print. So that's why you might want a matte or a semi-gloss, which also look fantastic. I don't have any examples to show you, but it's something that you can at least think about, and you have that option. So I feel like one of the biggest selling points about the metal prints is not even the durability or how it looks, it's actually the fact that it can hang frameless on the wall. Now, while this might not seem like a very big deal, think about it like this. Let's say you're at a show and you're selling a 20 by 60 inch print on paper, and they want to go get it framed. If they try to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that, they're not going to be getting a pre-made frame like that. That's such an odd size that they're actually going to have to get a custom one made. Now, custom frames, if you haven't ever got one, they're very expensive. I mean, for something like that, a 20 by 60, they're probably looking at $600 or $700. So, at the end of the day, they're spending a lot more money than they intended to. So, with a metal print, because it can hang frameless on the wall, of course, they can go get a frame if they want to, but they don't need one. They can go take that print home, hang it on the wall, it'll look great, done. And so, at the end of the day, you can kind of explain it like that, where, they could either buy this metal print for a little bit more than a paper print and not have to go spend an additional $600 or $700 on a frame, or they could get this. So I feel like that's kind of one of the biggest deals for the metal prints, besides the fact they look good and they're durable. So I hope that was informative for you guys. I just thought, I'm getting my metal prints together, and because a lot of people have either never seen one or have never got a metal print themselves, they might not even know what they're like. So if you have the opportunity, I would definitely say go check out some metal prints. Go get a small one printed. They aren't very expensive. It's worth the knowledge of if you like it or not. And I would recommend Bayphoto. They're obviously not sponsoring this video or anything. It's something that I've used for a while and I've told everybody to use. So go check them out if you'd like. Now, if you have any questions about the metal prints, leave me a comment below. I can send you some additional material or even just answer some extra questions. And also like the video, it lets me know if this is a topic that you do like, a topic you don't like, and also subscribe if you'd like some more material like this in the future. And I'm always open to suggestions for new videos, so also let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd like too. So thank you guys for watching the video. I will see you on the next one.